I'm on my way to what people here call the Bamboo House to meet architectural environmentalist Joy Onozawa as she gives us a tour of her home and a peek into her eco-friendly lifestyle. Let's go meet her.
My name is Joy. I'm an architect and an urban planner at the same time. We practice what we call an integrated architecture.
Joy, I'd like to start at the very beginning. I know you had a very interesting childhood, and it played a big role in the way you approached your profession and the way you live here in your own home. Tell us a little bit about how what your childhood was like.
I was the fifth child of 10 children, and I guess by sheer volume, my mother had to save every centavo. So she grew everything we ate. And she grew all the flowers, all the vegetables. And our sugar, we had sugar cane. And we had muscovado. And our sugar, we also had honey. We had our own bees, which we had to tend. Whenever we got sick, she would only give us, so we never tried having pills. She would always give us plants.
Right.
And she said, everything was always provided to us by our Creator, so why buy from the hardware, which was also expensive.
Because of her upbringing, Joy grew up to be passionate on using more sustainable methods in building properties and maximizing the Earth's natural resources in order to minimize waste and energy consumption.
Nowadays, how do you incorporate those advocacies and what you believe in into the work that you do?
Well, okay, the most obvious things really is in sewage and in drainage. The water from your kitchen, you can save that oil and just take out, oil and water. The oil is heavier, and that water just goes into some plants that will need those.
Right.
So it's basically knowing what kind of water there is. There's gray water, fresh water, black water, and brown water. We all have this in each of our homes. So we need to use all these kinds of water. Waste is not in our vocabulary here. You cannot afford to have waste because if we do, we'll just end up having piles of garbage.
Well, friends and neighbors call this the Bamboo House, and there's no better tour guide than the owner of the home. Joy, what a pleasure to really be walked through your home. Tell us all about it. Nothing here is here by accident. Everything here has a reason to be here, and well, a very good reason to be here, actually. Tell us about what we see here.
Okay, if you see around the perimeter of the house, it really is bamboo. We grow that so that the house is cooler. At the same time, we also use it for construction material.
Well, let's walk through the home.
You see, we have holes in our ceiling so that the hot air just keeps on going up. And these are wind tunnels that are purposely done so that the air coming from the northeast will easily
circulate through the home.
The same with that wall. The air will just go there and then it turns. You can create breezes where there's none when you position corners for them to turn around, and it speeds up. And if you can see, everything here is permeable, so the rain, the water just goes down.
Okay, you're talking about the way you've done, the ground over here.
Yeah,
rainwater just sort of passes through and gets absorbed by the ground.
Underneath that is 2 meters of just nothing but wine bottles and rocks.
This is an interesting feature here, Joy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
These are our rain guards. These are rain guards to prevent the rain from, because if you notice, everything that we have is outside the house. And this one is purposely planted. This Dracena, it sucks in a lot of metals in the air.
okay.
So your air is always clean, so you don't get sick.
Okay, I want to get real close to this. I know that this is a new addition, a new project. And it's done in a very interesting way. You wanted to have a pool, but you didn't want to have to deal with the chemicals that come with that. And look at it, it's crystal clear.
It's crystal clear, and all the, when we bathe, when the people are here, or the things that fall, everything gets sucked into there, and it's clean. All of the dirt, that's what plants like.
Probably one of the best ways to describe what you've done here is you created sort of a mini ecosystem. You've got water that needs to be cleaned by plants, which like the dirty water.
Yeah, and that's taro, which we can eat.
Okay,
again.
Again,
Again, you can eat that.
You're pretty set on growing your own food. eating, you know, what the land provides and that sort of thing. What's the thought behind that?
The thought behind that is that what naturally grows in your ecosystem is what is good for you if you live in that ecosystem. You wouldn't want to eat apples where we have singkamas. Singkamas is the same as apple, so whatever grows in your ecosystem is really what you should eat. And apart from that, whatever grows in your ecosystem does not need maintenance. You don't need expensive fertilizer. They just grow like weeds. And it really is good for you. It's just that these things aren't sold in the supermarket, but they are edible.
On that note, maybe you can sort of give us a rundown of some of the most notable projects that you've worked on, work that you're really proud of, work where you say, okay, we made this work, we made things you know, work the way they should.
I'm really proud of Plantation Bay because they gave me, it's my palette, you know, they gave me a free hand. We built crab farms so that they could eat all the garbage in our kitchens, and at the same time it's in a mangrove area. We had a lot of ventilation, no, and water. For example, we use salt water to flush the toilets. We made and wash your feet. Our salt water, I mean, our lagoon is 2.1 hectares of salt water. Whatever it is that they had to offer, we had bamboo there, so we used it. We had coconut ginit, you know, from the fronts. That's what we used in our ceilings. We had lots of banana trees, so the banana barks I used in the tables. Everything that the land had to offer first is what we used.
What's the response been in terms of you know, the way that you like to build, the way that you choose to design things? Are people more receptive to it now? Are people more interested in living sort of with environmental architecture as
Yes.
Is it an easier sell?
It is. There's a growing number of people wanting to stay in hotels. We are resort architects, basically. So there's a growing number of people wanting to live only in eco-friendly hotels. And I guess for that matter, it's been a catalyst for the developers to build those. And I'm happy we're there at the right time. The current trends now are into compact sewage systems. You don't have to have a house here and then your sewage system here. The trend now is to put everything within the walls.
Right.
Have your garden in the kitchen. Have your sewage under the sink. So it's getting to be more compact because people are living in small spaces. And that's also a very exciting field, you know.
What's your advice to people who might want to take a page out of your book and say, you know what, I like the way Joy's doing things. I think I might want to do that myself.
Everyone's very lucky to be a Filipino, that you live here, and that most of the things that you need, that even people from other countries are buying to put into medicines, to put into pest control, are all available, grown here in the Philippines. And we should really harness that, because everyone wants to save money, everyone wants to be healthy. But the best part of it is it's around us, it's free, it's there.
It's been a lovely afternoon with someone as grounded and as passionate as Joy. And with all that she shared, from her superb cooking, life lessons, and commitment to environmental architecture, it's not a surprise that you'd want to keep coming back to this relaxing bamboo house.
Although most people only see using solar energy as something done for the environment or for novelty. It's a doggy. Being someone who's always on the go, I need to be someone who's a gadget. Ano nga ba? Who is always on the go. The sun is a great example of a renewable and sustainable source of energy because we can use it every single day, as long as at least it's running. Now, speaking of bills, it sometimes feels like I don't know what's next. The sun is an excellent... What? Ayaw nga, no?